Hey all you yuckers and yummers out there, my name's Courtney.
And I'm Carlito.
And if you enjoy listening to Newlyweds Argue, then this podcast is for you.
Well, more specifically, we'll be discussing movies, books, or certain comics that one enjoys and tries to introduce the other to it.
And then find out the verdict of whether they yuck it or yum it.
You can listen to us currently on Anchor.fm and Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hope you have fun listening to our podcast, Don't Yuck My Yum.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Don't Yuck My Yum, the podcast where we make each other watch certain things and we decide whether we yuck it or yum it. I'm your host, Carlito Gilchrist, and with, as always, is the co-host.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
Yay! We're doing another one. Back-to-back, babe.
Back-to-back.
Back-to-back episodes because we're falling behind.
Don't stop, won't stop.
Never.
Never.
Did you have more to that?
No, that's really all I had.
Oh. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you want to hold it?
Thank
you.
you.
I tend to shout into the
microphone. He's a loud talker, if
Yeah.
y'all hadn't noticed.
I am. I know. I was listening to our podcast one day, because that's what I do. I listen to my own podcast because I'm conceited.
But you just want to make sure it sounds okay.
I just want to make sure it sounds okay, but, like, I realized, I think it was, I can't remember which episode, actually, but I was listening to it on my headphones, and previously I'd usually only listen to it, like, in the car or something. And I was like, man, this is giving me a headache. And I'm like, I wonder why. Oh, it's because my voice is so loud and obnoxious. And I'm like, I think we figured out that if you hold the phone away from me while I talk, it's not as bad.
Yeah, because I don't talk as loud as you.
No.
So it has to be closer to me.
I mean, I could talk a lot softer. I could talk like this.
Too soft.
What if we did the whole episode like that?
Like an ASMR.
Yeah. All right.
Ew. Gross.
I'm sorry for everybody.
So,
I'm not sorry.
You should be sorry. This is nasty.
So, babe.
Yes, so today we are talking about Red Dawn, 1984's
yes,
Red Dawn.
The original Red Dawn.
Because we're obsessed with Patrick Swayze.
We are. And I feel like we need to bring it full house. Not Full House.
Full Circle.
Full Circle.
Or it's Full House.
The show. It's also a saying.
It is a show. No, it's not a saying.
It is.
We need to bring
We
it
need to watch Roadhouse.
That's
what I'm
what,
saying.
yeah, that's what you meant.
Eventually. I'm fine with taking a break because I have a few other things I want to show you. But, yes, we watched Red Dawn, which I will say... So, I showed this to you. You've never seen it. You have seen the newer one that was with Josh Peck.
And Chris Hemsworth, right?
Chris Hemsworth was in that?
Wasn't he?
Was he really?
Wait.
Wow, that's so weird.
Let me fact check here.
I just feel like he's a lot better than that.
Yeah, he was. It was it was in 2012. Wow. It was Chris Hemsworth, Josh Hutcherson, and Josh Peck.
Josh Hutcherson?
Yeah.
Man. What's her name's in it?
I don't know.
Let me see. Adrian Palicki.
You don't know who that is.
I do. She was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah. And she played she almost played Wonder Woman in a Wonder Woman TV show.
Oh, well, that's probably good that didn't happen.
Yeah. What? No, it was a terrible pilot. But anyway,
Yep, so back to Patrick, and Jennifer Grey was in this, too.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean... I thought you were still talking about the new one.
No, going back, we're talking about the one we watched.
Right. Yeah, I thought you meant the new one.
Yeah, when she's old.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. She probably needed some extra money after that nose job she got.
Yeah, all regrets.
Waste of money.
We've talked about that.
Oh, we have. I still can't believe she did that. So the original Red Dawn, you had never seen it. I had seen it when I was young, so I was actually excited to watch the new one when it came out, and I watched it, and I was like, this is terrible.
This is bad.
And I will say, I like the original one, like, it's not like the greatest movie ever, but I'm like, I remember having fond memories watching it. Like, I enjoyed it.
And what did you think watching it another time around, more recent?
I felt exhausted. I still liked it, but it is just... We'll talk about it, but, like, you even mentioned a critique of just, like, it is just a lot of, like, action, which is... It can be good, but it didn't feel like there was a whole lot of substance, a whole lot of weight, even though the movie tried to make you feel like there was a lot of weight. But I still had fun with it this time around. I think it was just like crazy to watch it now and be like, man, this is like hardcore for that time.
Yeah,
You know?
I think for me it was just to see everybody so young, like Charlie Sheen and Leah Thompson.
Is this before or after The Outsiders?
I'm guessing I think it's before.
Is it?
Because he looks younger. Patrick looks younger.
Okay. Oh, no, it wasn't The Outsiders like 1982?
This came out in 84.
84.
And
I can look it up.
That's okay. Outsiders came out in... Hold on. It came out... I think it came out after... 83.
Oh, okay.
So it's like right. Back to back, I guess.
Yeah, so it was like right before. Because Patrick Swayze looks super young in The Outsiders.
Yeah.
So what was the story of this movie, babe?
It's a great question. Pretty much it was like World War III.
Yeah.
And the Cubans, right? It was the Cubans and the Russians.
Yeah, it was the Cubans and the Soviet Union.
Yeah, right.
Which was a feared thing for a long time because, like, you know, the Soviets had allied with Cuba and, you know, they were building up their nuclear arsenal. So it was like this whole panic of, like, throughout the Cold War that, like, you know, we're going to have nuclear war. Russia's going to start World War III and all this stuff. So this movie obviously was, like, a reaction to all that and kind of being like, what if it did happen? And what if the United States was invaded? Which is kind of a crazy concept to think, because I don't think any American could ever wrap their head around the idea of our country being invaded by, you know, a foreign military.
You're right.
No, because like you could probably ask anyone in Europe, like any old person in Europe, they'll be like, oh yeah, I could totally picture that, because it's happened to them a million times. They've been invaded by like Germany and Russia like countless times.
Yeah. Well, this one would have been like the world if like they invaded America and there's a group of teens, because they came to Colorado, a group of high schoolers banded together to defend their town pretty much, and tried to like fight back. Yeah,
through like guerrilla warfare. So like just sneak attacks and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, what would you give it, babe? Do you yuck it or do you yum it?
I yuck it.
What? You yuck it?
I yuck it.
Full on yuck it, or like just like a half?
I just kind of yucked it. Like they, obviously, I think they did well with like the time that they made it, with, you know, like you said, like the explosions of everything and the fighting, and I'm sure the choreography of all that was good. But it's like that's all there was. There wasn't much dialogue with the characters, and if there was, it didn't give any portray of like who they were. They didn't watch them like get connected or band together, like because a lot of them, like near the end, you know, they were all kind of falling off and dying, but you didn't really feel anything because you didn't know anything about them.
No. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of character building. It's mostly just like, here's the characters, they're invaded, they gotta escape, that's it.
Yeah.
They don't really take the time to like explore like what this certain character's like or why they or an interest they have, or there's nothing like that. It's mostly just, okay, World War III's happening and we gotta hide and we gotta do something, basically.
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry, I would say.
I would say for certain, I don't know any of the characters' names.
I know, that's the problem. You don't remember
names.
their names. You just know, okay, it's Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen, they're brothers.
Yeah.
I can't remember their names. I think it was like, oh my gosh.
I remember the kid name who played Daryl, because I'm pretty sure it's the same actor.
But his name's Daryl?
His character name is Daryl, but I'm pretty sure, because he was also in The Outsiders, and I'm pretty sure his character's name in The Outsiders was also Daryl. So that's why I was like, oh, how convenient.
He's just typecasted as a Daryl.
As a Daryl, I know. I hate being typecasted as Daryl. Yeah, right there.
Oh, he was Randy.
Oh, Randy? That's the same thing. It's close enough. It's just like a generic American Daryl. Okay. So, Randy.
Oh, it's Jed. I almost said Jet. And
Jet. Jet would have been cool.
But
okay.
It's Jed.
Yeah, so it's all just basic names. It's like the names don't really matter. It's mostly just like, you know, hey, let's make like a crazy edgy movie where kids are like shooting at, you know, the Russian military, the Russian and Cuban military, because
well,
we hate them.
You know, when they just did that for maybe 45 minutes of the movie. It's just like sneak attacks against the enemies, and it's like, okay, yeah, they're doing it, great, but we don't see them learn how to do any of that. They just kind of started doing it.
Yeah, you kind of just assume like Jed told them, because
but he's not like, he was maybe a Boy Scout. He wasn't like,
yeah, it was like him and his, they imply that like his dad taught him and his brother, he was like tough on the brothers, so like taught him how to survive and hunt and shoot guns,
but not plan strategies on how to like blow up enemy tanks.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? They could. I don't know if obviously I don't think their teaching would have gone that far, but I'm sure they were probably smart enough to figure out, and it was probably the idea of like they knew the terrain, you know, like they grew up in those woods, they know where to hide, what are good vantage points and all this, so they could have used the land to their advantage and all that. Who knows? But yeah, I do agree that it is just it goes from them like in total survival mode to them just like using heavy artillery to like, you know, kill all these like soldiers and stuff. Yeah. Especially the scene, which I always thought like that would have been really hard to set up, is when it's Jennifer Grey's character and she's like on her bike.
Oh yeah, I was saying the same thing.
Yeah, and then she starts getting like harassed by the Russian soldiers, and then when she's like running away, they're just all of a sudden in like these, I don't even know what you call them.
They pop out of the ground.
They pop out of the ground. It's like lids. It's like one of those things. It's just like poop, pop up and kill the.
Yeah, it's like, when did you have time?
Yeah, when did you have time to do
dig that deep to maybe at least 5 feet or something?
At least like 3 to at least, maybe if you're just like on your knees. I don't know, but I feel like you'd have to have room down there. You can't be scrunched up there.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think it's just like they probably would have to have, memorize of like, okay, this is when certain things move through, and okay, we remember that, and
Yeah, I think it was just kind of, I don't know, like, I get like them fighting back, but it wasn't like, I feel like there should have been a bigger kind of ending that like justified all of their work. Because it was just kind of like, oh, it's over. Yeah. The brothers die.
Yeah.
Only like 2 survive and make it across the border.
To free America is what they call it.
Yeah, to free America. But it's like, I don't know, I felt like there should have been more, like, why not maybe like more of armed forces from the Free America come in and at last minute help them and save the day or whatever. Right. And like they survive or something. Like it just seemed like they did all that work for not really anything. Yeah.
I mean, I think in my argument, I would say, like, that's probably just a more accurate portrayal of war. Yeah. Like, things don't work out usually in war. It's messy, and sometimes they've explored this in movies, like, thousands of times, but it's just, like, the soldiers, when you're in the heat of all that, can you believe that, like, what you're doing is right when all you're doing right now is, like, hunting and killing people? Like, that's all it feels like you're doing. Mm-hmm. And I think it is, like, I think the ending is appropriate because I feel like it just kind of shows like this is just the devastation of this is what they were asking for. They knew like this was a one-way road. They knew that, they weren't going to come out of this alive. And I mean, they do kind of give a little epilogue there at the end with like the plaque. Yeah. Like it kind of shows that. So it shows like their efforts meant something and they're going to be remembered. For forever now. But yeah, I do agree that like, I'm sure that the ending could have meant more. It does kind of just like, it's a very somber ending. It's
like, it was just like, how long is the movie? What, like 2 hours or something? I think it's about 2 hours. So it's like, what did I watch these 2 hours for? Oh. Like, it didn't really make me feel anything. Okay.
Yeah. And it's kind of surprising you said that because the movie just starts. Like it's...
Yeah, like I feel like they should have built into it a little more.
Like maybe have like the first 15 minutes where you get to know the characters and
like see them do normal everyday stuff. Like all you saw was Jed, Patrick Swayze's character, drop his brother and friends off to school. It's like, okay. Yeah. And then they're in class and like the first 2 minutes of class, the teacher's talking, all of a sudden you see, the people,
The paratroopers, yeah.
yeah, the Soviets fly and, like, come into the football field or what have you. And it's like, and then now we're starting.
And they just start shooting up the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, that was quick. Like, we're already started. Not like we're getting radio reports of, things they're coming or things are going to happen. Like, there's no impending, like, doom that they're coming. And it's like, it just happens. And then it's like, okay, I guess we need to survive. And it's just them in the woods doing the same thing over and over. Okay, shoot them up and blow up their battalion or whatever. It's like, okay, that's done. Okay, do it again. Okay, do it again. Oh, we lost somebody. Okay, do it again.
Yeah.
It just felt like a monotonous movie but you didn't really get to know the characters. Like, you just didn't get to feel much from them.
I do still think the actors did a good performance.
They did great. They did a great
Patrick Swayze, better than ever. I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I like it when he's just, like, yelling at the kids at the beginning.
Yeah, because he's pretty much repeating. Like, I like the scene between them and their father, because they find their father, and, like, it's almost like a concentration camp kind of a thing, but not full to that scale. But, like, obviously,
it's a re-educational camp, because they have a it's like, well, they basically turn, like, this drive-in movie theater in this town into, like, a re-education camp where they're showing them, like, propaganda, like Soviet propaganda, saying, like, this is why America's bad and this is what you need to learn and follow,
Yeah, but they had that emotional scene, which I thought they did well. And I'm like, okay, that's something, that's substance and content there, and you feel for them. But then other than that, it wasn't really when they have friends, like, they're in this group and they've been through a lot together, and then they start dying off. You don't see them react. You're not really feeling anything from them. They're not really, like, too upset, and then it's just kind of like, oh, it is what it is kind of thing.
But you do get, like, Patrick Swayze does break down at that one point.
Which point?
He's, like, just sitting in the woods, and then he's just, like, looking at a photograph of him and his brother when they were little, and he just starts crying. You see a little, like, snot bubble.
Oh, yeah, it was a total snot bubble. I was like, oh, my God.
That take you out of the scene?
A little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll agree. There isn't a whole lot of emotional stuff in it.
Yeah. I think, personally, I like movies that make me feel and have more content to it, like the action sequences and the special effects of explosions, like that's all great, but if it's over and over and over, I think it just kind of takes away from the story.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. I think just for me, it's maybe more of a nostalgia thing. Like, I would totally watch this thing again, like, in the background. Like, it's just like a fun movie to put on. And I think I liked it a lot when I was younger because it's basically, well, not, like, how many, it's a lot of people from The Outsiders, and it's like, you got Patrick Swayze, freaking Pony Boy's in this, Daryl, Randy, Man, whatever his name is. Was Charlie Sheen in The Outsiders? No. Who, what? Emilio Estevez and their brothers. Yes. Okay. Sometimes I get that confused. Yeah. So it almost feels like an Outsiders reunion. So I like that aspect of it. I do think like what you were talking about at the beginning, I think it would have been cooler, like, if they had, like, maybe the first 15 minutes because how the movie starts is, like, it's a bunch of just, like, title cards of just, like, kind of setting up, like, this is the state of the world's in, and, this is what's, coming.
And I was like, why don't we see that?
Right.
Like, why not show us that?
Yeah.
So that when they do come, it's like, oh, boy. Whereas, we're just reading something, and we're like, oh, okay. And if you aren't paying attention, you don't actually read it, then it's not.
They're pretty quick.
It's really quick.
You have to really read them fast.
Yeah.
It kind of gets you in the mood, I think, for the movie, because it's like, here it comes, like, this movie's going to be nonstop.
Yeah. But you have to put yourself in that mindset, and you don't have long to do it.
Yeah.
Not like if they had shown you this and it kind of built up a bit.
Yeah, it builds up.
Because I think half of the movie they could have, like, of the same things of just them fighting and fighting against it. They didn't need to do, I think, as much as they did.
Right.
Like, I think we got the idea, okay, they've got there's this group of teenagers out there, these gorillas who are fighting back, and they're trying to figure out who they are and find them or whatever. It's like, yeah, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
Like,
But
they're a
lot.
threat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it happens a lot.
Right. Yeah. The Wolverines.
Wolverines.
Yeah. I mean, that's a classic. You can't.
I mean,
Can't deny
sure.
that's
Okay,
pretty
one
cool.
line.
Right. Man, you really don't like this movie.
I just did it. I was just whatever. It was just like, okay, they're fighting.
Right.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. I think I get, like, how the movie just starts the way it is, because I think it's just, like, it just starts and it's crazy. So I think watching this movie again, I get all of the, I get all the choices they made. Like, I'm like, okay, I can see why they told the story this way. I just think it kind of makes it, like what you said, it's just monotonous, and it's just, like, you don't really get a lot of time with knowing the characters or anything, you know?
Yeah, I just would have liked to have gotten to know them more so that when tragedy does happen and they start losing people, it would be more impactful.
I think the character you kind of see mostly change is Ponyboy, C. Thomas Howell.
Robert.
That character. Robert. Is that his name?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It's Robert.
He's Ponyboy. He will always be Ponyboy. I remember that actor. I remember when the Andrew Garfield Spider movie was coming out, and I, like, would look up the cast list, and I saw that he was in it, and I was like, oh, Ponyboy's in the new Spider-Man. Who is he going to be?
That poor guy.
And he's just, like, a random dude whose kid Spider-Man saves, and then he comes back at the end of the movie. He's like, he's a construction worker, and he makes all the cranes line up so that Spider-Man can swing to save the lizard. Yeah. I think that's, like, the only other movie he's been in. I'm sure he's been in others. He's one of those 80s actors where it's like he did some stuff and he was in some famous movies, but then he kind of disappeared. And then whenever he reappears in something, you're like, oh my gosh, there's so-and-so.
Yeah, I think sounds like he'll always be Ponyboy.
He's always Ponyboy. But, like, his character has, like, the biggest change because, you know, after they go back in the town and he learns that his parents are killed.
Yeah.
Then he kind of goes on this dark path.
He kind of just becomes broken and heartless and doesn't care.
Yeah. Like, when they ask him, like, what did it feel like when they first killed people? And he's just like, it was good. Mm-hmm. He's a weird actor.
Yeah.
Who plays Ponyboy. Robert plays that guy. Whatever his name is. He's a weird actor.
Is he?
Like, did you were watching, like, some of the scenes he did?
Yeah.
Like, how he would say certain lines. I'm like,
why do you say it like that?
yeah. Like, is that the only take they had? I guess. It was cold. They were probably like, all right, good enough. Let's keep it going.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like, Patrick Swayze got frostbite during filming this movie.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Patrick Swayze, man. He puts himself out there for every movie he does.
He really does.
He got his knee messed up. Well, he already had his knee messed up, but...
Yeah, it was a football injury.
He messed it up even more probably doing Dirty Dancing, and then... Who knows what he did for Ghost? He probably broke his hand at some point. I don't know.
Poor guy.
I feel like he just puts himself out there so hard for the movies. Poor guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Crap, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, but just that I think I did kind of enjoy his transition, but yeah, C. Thomas Howell is just... Like, the scene where they first kill the deer.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You gotta drink the blood. It's tradition. It's
part,
like, so you can be... I don't know, the spirit of the deer can be in you or something, which I don't think is a real thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone's a hunter. If you're supposed to drink the blood of the deer the first time you shoot one, let us know.
That sounds wrong.
Let me know. I am genuinely curious, like, if that's a real thing. I mean, I guess it's like a cool symbolic thing for them getting in touch with nature for the movie because that becomes their home for the next, like, few months. But I don't know. That doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you get sick?
I would think you would get sick.
Like, get, like,
I
parasites or something?
I don't think you should drink animal blood.
No, I don't think you should just drink. I don't think any animal's blood.
No.
No, but yeah, like, after he drinks the blood, he's just like, it wasn't so bad.
He said that, like, 3 times.
It wasn't so bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, he said
not bad at all. He says it like 3-4
like
times.
3 times. I was like, okay.
And the camera just stays on him, and you're just waiting for, like,
it's
something
like
to happen.
you thought. It's almost like the actor thought that he needed to keep saying it. Like, they
Yeah.
didn't get the right take, so he had to keep repeating himself.
Yeah, it was almost like it was different takes.
And it's like...
But in one take.
And, like, the director never cut or something.
No. He was probably just like, oh, I like that he keeps saying it. It's not that bad.
But, like, why?
Yeah. I felt like there's, like, a part there, too, where he gives, like, Patrick Swayze a cool handshake. And, like, he's doing the handshake, and, like, you can tell Patrick Swayze's like, okay, cool. You know? This cool little handshake he's making me do. Nice.
Right.
But,
yeah, honestly, my personal opinion, this movie's kind of forgettable.
And no redeeming qualities.
I just didn't really, like, connect with anything about it.
What about the it's like the real soldier guy? He, like, comes in and, like...
That part just seemed weird to me.
Yeah. I feel like it might have just been, like, a way to offset the kids with, like, him, like, because show, like, someone who's actually been in the war. So it's like, oh, it's like a cool way for the kids to kind of learn, like, okay, this is what's happening. This is how America's divided up now.
I mean, it was, I guess, useful to get information from him, but I think the part that I didn't like they could have not done was, like, character where, like, it was, like, him and then the one girl, Leah Thompson's character.
Yeah.
There was some sort of crush or something going on there.
Yeah.
And she's, like, asking about his wife, and he's all like, oh, what do you want to know about that? Like, what are you doing? She's probably, like, 16.
Yeah.
Like, and you're probably in your 30s. Like,
Yeah.
gross.
It's a little weird.
Like, what is that about?
Yeah. It's weird. I kind of forgive it in the sense that, like, okay, it's war. We don't know if we're going to die tomorrow, I guess. But
No.
it is weird when you're watching it from an outside standpoint. Like, that's strange, dude. Like, you're married.
Don't forgive underage romantic situations.
Right. Fair enough. But doesn't he mention he doesn't even know if his, like, family's alive? Because they said
No, 'cause
he's
he
from
said
Houston, and Houston got hit hard.
I don't remember where he said it was from.
Something like that.
Some Texas city, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, apparently they went across the border. He doesn't even know if they did or blah blah blah. Like, there's nothing stuck.
Right. Man, you really didn't like this. Well, what about I like the Cuban general guy. I don't know if he was a general or what, but, like, they kind of show, like, a little arc with him where...
I think I wanted them to elaborate on that more, because they had this, like, over narration of him writing a letter to somebody he loves. I'm guessing, like, his wife or something. Yeah. And clearly he had, like, a soul or a heart to him where he's like, these are kids and why are we here, kind of a thing. Like, I wish they kind of explored that more so that when they get to the confrontational scene of him going to shoot the brothers but then refrains and doesn't do it, then it would have meant more, because you're like, but he's a good guy, he won't do it, is he gonna do it? But then he just I just felt like there was potential with this movie that they just didn't do. Right.
Who knows? This could have been, like, something they cut down on as well.
Probably.
It could have been, like, a 3-hour epic I cut down to, like, 2, and probably lost a lot of, like, you know, the character development or whatever. You know, but I don't know. I don't hate it. I mean, again, it's not my favorite movie ever, but I think we're just like on the Patrick Swayze train, and I was like, you know what? I'll show you Red Dawn. You haven't seen the original Red Dawn. It's way better than the new one. But obviously, I don't think you're a Red Dawn fan at all.
I just need more substance other than shoot 'em up.
That's why you didn't like Mad Max. I think
that
that's why you
movie
didn't
was
like
just weird.
Yeah, I understand. But okay, so you're gonna yuck this one?
Yeah, it's a yuck for me.
That's all right.
That's okay.
I'm trying to hope that, like, the next few movies I show you or you'll enjoy, because I feel like I've been playing too nice at this point.
What? How have you been playing too nice?
I feel like believe me, there's some crazy movies out there.
This is not try to scar the wife game.
That's kind of, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so you don't like it?
It's not my favorite, but I look forward to see what your next pick will be.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's your next pick?
I'm trying to decide, because we did previously have Natalie Wood in Rebel Without a Cause, so I'm trying to decide if we should see her in another film, because you haven't seen West Side Story.
Nope.
And that new Steven Spielberg West Side Story is going to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's Steven Spielberg,
I think it is Steven Spielberg. That's so weird.
I know. Random. But it's got our boy in it.
Yeah. Ansel Elgort.
Yeah, Ansel Elgort.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe West Side Story. Because have we done a musical? Have I shown you a musical?
Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman. That was the first one. Well, see, I got to bring back musicals. Let you know they're good.
I love musicals when they're good.
When they're good.
Yeah,
this
when they're
one's
good and they're not about weird, gross things.
Well-renowned.
Okay.
World-renowned.
Yeah. Well, this is the Sharks and the
Jets.
The Jets, right?
Yeah,
And
and
do
the
that.
snaps. Yeah.
They do the snaps. That's what all that's from.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. No, yeah, I'm down, and it'll be sticking with the train of like, because does the movie take place during the 50s?
I believe
or the 60s?
so.
And it's like,
yeah, it's like the 50s.
get off our turf.
Yeah, because the Puerto Ricans are coming to America and to New York, and they're like, go back.
What? Wait, that's part of the plot?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like it came out in 1961, so I think it takes place in the 60s.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I'm excited. I want to watch it.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. It's a good one, and I will be shooketh if you don't like it. Okay, 1950s.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it kind of has that look about it.
Yeah.
I know. I like musicals. There's just like some of the more popular ones. I'm like, why do people like this? Like Grease. Why do people like Grease? Grease is awful.
Yeah,
it has like the worst message.
It does have a pretty bad message.
And it's just, I don't know. I don't like Grease.
That's okay.
Come at me if you disagree with me, but I think it's terrible.
I think it's kind of like one of those nostalgic things too.
Yeah, probably.
Where when you're not really paying attention, and then when you are, you're like, oh, this isn't that good.
I remember when I was in like a theater thing when I was in high school. What was it called? Governor School of Arts did an
That sounds fancy.
It wasn't. Oh, it was just like, it was kind of like this 3 or 4 week summer camp-ish thing where it was like you had people who were like actors.
You had theater camp?
Kinda. It was like we were like actors, there was writers, there was musicians, and like all like the creative categories.
Yeah.
But I remember for our like final showpiece, our theater teacher who passed away quite recently, rest in peace, but he had us do like a little dance to a Grease song.
Do you remember which one
was it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. It's the one where they just spew out a bunch of nonsense. Do you remember?
Like the first song, the opening song?
No.
Grease is the word.
No, not Frankie Valli. No, it's like in the actual
Grease Lightning?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Is it the one with Summer Lovin'?
No.
No? Oh my gosh.
Which one is it? It's the one where
Do you have any sort of lines you remember?
No. Nope. I don't remember. If I hear the song, I'll be like, oh, that one. But I don't recall.
How do you not remember?
Because it was a long time ago.
You're just saying spewing nonsense.
Well, yeah. It's like, they go like, shamalama ding dong, ba-dum-ba-da-ding. This is great.
Yeah,
content.
no, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
You know which one I'm talking about.
We go together
like Ramadama, ding-a-ding-a-dong. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That one, that's the final song.
Yes, that's the final. Okay, yes, it's the final song. But he had us do a dance number to it. I don't know why. It was fine. It was fun. I have fond memories of it. But I don't
really
like Grease.
wish someone filmed that and you had that, I would love to see that. Just
Yeah.
tiny Carlito.
I don't think there is anywhere.
Swishing in the background.
That's probably what I was doing. No, usually if like I was in like a musical or something, everyone else would be up front. They'd be like, Carlito, be in the back.
You're probably one of those kids that like are lip syncing, where you're like you're moving your mouth, but you're
I
not
totally lip sync a lot.
actually singing.
Because like they're always like, Carlito, you're not on pitch, and I'm like, well, I can't sing, so
I know.
I'll just mouth it. Or do you really want me to be in this? I don't have to be.
Aw.
But it's fine. Yeah, no, that's what we did.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah. Man. Wish we would have done Red Dawn. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right, kids, we're all going to give you guns and you're all going to shoot at each other.
Yeah. Just pretend it's World War III.
Yeah, just pretend it's World War III.
Can I be the crazy kid? Can I just say he has the dumbest death, though, in that movie?
You really don't feel anything.
No. Oh, I will say, this is a big complaint I do have of this movie, of Red Dawn. The music choices. I feel like there's too many, like, heroic, like, choices or, like, weird song choices or score choices during, like, the wrong time.
Like, I'm trying to remember what scene it was, but yeah, I do distinctly remember saying, like, oh, this is a very upbeat song for this scene right now.
This tragic moment.
Like, what? I don't remember what was happening.
Well, Robert, Ponyboy, C. Thomas Howell, that guy, yeah, when he's, like, sacrificing himself, they play, like, almost like this heroic theme,
Yeah,
but I
like,
almost felt like something more somber has to play because he's kind of giving his life right now. And it's
Yeah.
also, like, this guy's crazy. Like, we've already established, like, oh, this guy, he enjoys killing people now because of what's happened to him. I feel like we need to, I don't know. It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
But,
I agree.
yeah. What did you, okay, well, I was going to ask, what did you think of Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey's scene? Like, her death scene?
I liked it. Like, I thought they did have a connection there. Like, I think they act very well together, which is why we got Dirty Dancing and why it did so well. It's because they acted so well together. So who knows what happened to them on that set, but they obviously didn't let it affect their acting, which you don't see anything of that.
You know what it was? It was the orange. It's when Jennifer Grey squeezes the orange juice on Patrick Swayze's head.
I know that did seem very real. Like
when they cut, he was just like, "Oh, what'd you do that for?"
But he like smiled and laughed, like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's funny." But
'Cause he's a good actor.
yeah,
He's acting.
I'm really acting.
Well, I remember you saying, like, when she was dying, you're like, "Oh, Johnny, it's your baby."
I know. I think I could. I was just like, "Oh, babe is dying,
Baby's
Johnny,
dying.
save your baby."
She's like, "Give me a grenade."
I know.
Yeah. No, this movie's hardcore.
Yeah.
Not your favorite, though.
No.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's your loss.
No, it's not really. I'll be okay.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
All right, send us off.
Send it. So, you can
Yeah.
like us on our Instagram. Don't Yuck My Yum Pod. Give us a comment, a message. If you'd like to listen to our podcast, you can find us on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. We'd love a review. If you want to send us an email, it's don'tyuckmyyumpod@gmail.com. If you guys have any requests, if you like something, if you don't like something, we'd be happy to hear from you. But we appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.